Whew, well, last week's adventure into the world of Portal left me quite exhausted, eh? It's about time we hurry back to the safe haven of Half-Life. You know, the game that the majority of our videos are about? Just kidding though, covering Desolation last week was fun, but something brand new came out just now and I just gotta talk about it. Of course, it's Half-Life MMod, a mod that a lot of you people have already asked me to make a video about, so here I am, doing just that. Let's roll that intro.
LambdaGeneration.
Okay, full disclosure, for this introduction part, I had to use the Steam page to gather information. ModDB is completely pooped at the time of writing this, so yeah, just bear with me. Half-Life MMod, in case you don't know what it entails yet, is a mod for the original Half-Life created by Gunship Mark II that released on Steam last Tuesday. You may know Gunship Mark II from working on Half-Life 2 MMod, which is also super popular with fans. Now, just like Half-Life 2 MMod, Half-Life 1 MMod aims to do a lot of the very same things, mainly tackling Gordon's arsenal and making it feel a whole lot better to use. Gunplay is also supposed to be improved, and Gordon's combat options have been expanded as well. But the mod doesn't only feature that, it also features AI tweaks, an overhaul of the visuals and sound effects to make everything feel a whole lot more impactful, more weapon functionality, and a bunch of bug fixes. Weapons also now sway when you move the camera, view roll and camera animations are now also a thing, and Gordon now has legs. Gordon has legs! Nice. In true MMod spirit, if you don't like some of these new features, you can just turn them straight off in the settings menu, and since there's a bunch on offer here, I can understand you may not like all of it. I, however, have played this with pretty much everything enabled, and I'm here to tell you all about my experience with MMod. Is it a good mod? Is it a bad mod? Is it overhyped, or is the hype just about right? Well, I'm about to tell you all about my opinion, so let's go. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's really good. There is a lot to like here. From the moment you start the game, you're greeted with probably one of the most handy features right off the bat. Any chapter of the game can now instantly be loaded up from these menu items over here, so you no longer have to memorize map names and load them up through the console. Unless you want to go to a specific map, of course. Thank you for that. On to the new gameplay and visuals though. They really do add a lot of freshness to the game. You know, the combat in the original Half-Life was never really its strongest suit in my opinion. Yes, it worked and it was fair most of the time, but it wasn't really punchy enough in my opinion. Half-Life MMod aims to fix this, and it does it by improving upon the weapons, by giving them new functions, sound effects, and animations, making them actually satisfying to use. Some weapons, like the crowbar and the glue-on gun, now have an alternate fire mode as well. With the crowbar, that's a stronger hit that can get through a lot of things a lot more easily, and for the glue-on gun, you can actually get the beam to be larger. You know, for those bigger targets and such. The pistol and SMG now also have silencers you can equip by pressing the mouse wheel down. That's handy for when you want to apply some stealth. Or if you just prefer the sound of a silenced weapon over its normal firing sound. I know the SMG from Half-Life 2 could use it. But updating the weapons isn't the only thing that makes the combat better. The new visual effects and lighting effects have something to do with this as well. Shooting a Zen creature or a human now feels a lot more impactful, with blood now being more pronounced when you hit. Gibbing is also a lot more satisfying now, with blood covering the walls and floor a whole lot more than before. I hope those janitors get paid overtime. And man, those new visual effects are a treat to behold as well. The explosions look a lot more detailed, the muzzle flashes look a lot more pronounced, and the lighting from energy weapons have never looked this good. Just look at that Gauss cannon go with its purple beauty. Oh, imagine bundling Half-Life MMod with that Half-Life ray tracing mod I covered not too long ago. I bet it could look even more amazing. Apart from that, some map tweaks were also made to add some extra atmosphere and even some extra enemies here and there. Now, I'm always kind of wary of mods adding extra enemies to the games. You never really know if they're going to get the pacing quite right, although from what I've encountered so far, the new enemies seem to be placed pretty decently. It's definitely not Half-Life 2 overcharged bad. Far from it, but do expect some enemies in places you didn't expect. Not inherently a bad thing, it's nice to be surprised sometimes actually, and MMod does seem to handle it pretty well so far. I do have one small nitpicky complaint though. you can't look straight up or down when you crouch. It's a bit strange to not be able to do this anymore. Now, you can fix that actually by turning off the first-person legs in the MMod settings menu, so it's not too much of a problem. But surely looking straight up shouldn't be restricted while crouching, right? I get that they're restricting looking all the way down to not have the camera clip through the legs, but you don't actually see your legs when you look up at the ceiling, right? Maybe this is something that can be improved on later. All in all, I think Half-Life MMod is a definite recommendation, especially for when you just want to play through Half-Life, but with a little more sauce at it. I've heard people are also trying to get some mods to work with this, so I'm pretty excited to see where this goes. People have always tried to wedge Half-Life 2 MMod into other mods, so I'm glad to see this tradition continues with this iteration. So that's kind of all I have to say on Half-Life 1 MMod. This is really something you got to experience yourself. I can keep sitting here and talk to you about it, but that just wouldn't do it justice. I left a link in the description to its official Steam page where you can download it. Did I mention that it's free? So what do you think of MMod? Is it a massive yes, or is it a gigantic no? I would very much like to know, so please leave a comment down below so I can read all about it. Always interested to read what you lot think about the stuff I cover. Now, if you'd excuse me, I'm going to actually play more of Half-Life MMod. Man, this is the second time in a super short time span that I'm replaying Half-Life. The last time was with the ray tracing mod. Oh, will someone try to stop me? Please? Actually, no, don't do that. Don't stop me.